because I'm going to keep delaying and delaying things. Oh, your face is too precious. Look at you. Wow.
That was the most. That yawn without covering your face was. I have so many mixed emotions about that right now.
Hi guys, this is Connie, and that's Baby Bear. Can you wave? You want to wave, or are you still playing with, she's playing with everything.
I was reminded, and probably should just post this for, it's Friday already. Finally Friday. It's always finally Friday. And I apologize for the person that I'm currently doing Facebook messaging with. I believe her name is Mrs. Atkinson, and she has a 6th grade class that's currently reading Brian's Winter, because I can't do words and phrases anymore. Reading Brian's Winter, and they found my videos on YouTube.
And so it's a fresh reminder for me that I never thought reading on the internet would actually be a thing that caught on, but it did.
And she said that they were 6th grade, which made me find, I have this really old journal from, I think this one's from 2005, which make it like 13 years old. It's one of the only journals that I actually completed from cover to cover, and it's a slapdash of everything, all sorts of things. Before I got married. Yeah, this is 2005 because mustachio wasn't even on my radar whatsoever. I was definitely enjoying a different kind of life. But one of the fun things that I put in here, oh my goodness.
Yeah, have fun with that, because that's like the only picture of me in like the 6th or 7th grade.
That still technically exists because I was one of those fortunate, or you can call it unfortunate, depending on your point of view, people that, it's not that my parents didn't love me, is that we did not have the kind of social media that is currently available for my kid now. So I can take pictures of her all day long and post them privately and publicly on various forms of social media, so everybody can watch her grow up at the same time, whether they're near or far, in this present age or in one in the future. And that we didn't have social media, and my family experienced a fire back in 2001, so most of our pictures growing up, all the Olin Mills, all of the Harif Jones that you get in public school from your various grades, most of those are gone and don't exist. So this is one of maybe like 3 pictures. If anybody in my family actually looks and shows me pictures from back in the day, I would be super excited about that, because some of them are super embarrassing, like that one. I want to take a side note and be like, this was, I'm going to pull this back up again, because there's nothing like this curly hair. First off, my hair has never been that frizzy ever again in a synchronized perm sort of way, because I wanted to have that nice, pretty, curly, long, wavy hair, and so I begged my mom to get me a perm, but my hair was way too short. And so I had a lot of my friends who were like, you know, definitely was that white kid with an afro for my 6th and 7th grade year. And they were right.
I do remember one of my friends, girl, you got an afro. God, I love you, Shamori.
Anywho. It's just one of those moments where I was just like, I wanted to share that, as well as I'm still currently messaging with Mrs. Atkins' 6th grade class teacher right now. I actually don't even know where they are as far as where in the country they're at, but I'm sure we're going to find an opportunity. We've been talking about awesome things and awesome plans, and of course, asking for videos. And I'm just like, I don't make a lot of frequent content like I used to, and it's just because I've fallen out of touch. If you've seen some of my past vlogs from the last week, a lot of them have been telling you what has been happening in the last 3 weeks, and so for me it's just a matter of like
watching my child climb on everything.
Ivy Bear, get down here please. Get down here, please. Don't just stare at me.
See that little mischief face? You see this? Is that in the camera? I hope it's in the camera.
See that little mischief face? This is where editing would be really useful. However, I don't edit very well, and I don't do it very often. I'm pretty sure the only editing you will see future Connie use is adding Pokemon Go gameplay, because that's the other... Here, let me help you with this. Excuse me. Here, you can have that piece.
Yeah, I play Pokemon Go. I am almost 100,000 XP to 40. I'm so psyched. And Yeah, I babble a lot. Obviously, this is almost a 6.5 minute video so far.
And that's where I am as far as I've been wanting to do these videos. I wanted to do these videos so that I could remember what I did. Because at one point in my life, how was your day? What did you do? Nothing. I don't remember. Which is not true. Some days, yes, are very, seem very mundane. It feels like it's the same thing every day. But there's always something that happens. There's always a lot of cool, interesting things. Whether or not I get them on camera, I just end up trying to vent them. If not like this, then usually with Pokemon Go gameplay that I've recorded with a voiceover, which was what happened on Wednesday night, because I stayed up way too late. Way too late. Nope, you don't get that journal. Those journals are not for your hands, child. And you can have the remote with no batteries. With no batteries. Or a battery, because I don't think it's going to work with just one battery. Don't know why I never thought about that before. But it was interesting, like, talking back and forth with this teacher. We're currently brainstorming various things that I'm sure she will help regulate because I bounce all over creation in my head. But, first off,
It's an incredibly humbling experience for me to know that there are people out there in the world who are like, oh my goodness, it's Connie Reeds, or oh my goodness, that's this, it's that, dude, I can't believe you're messaging me. I can't believe, I actually got in touch with you. And it's incredibly humbling because it's definitely not like I have
some sort of celebrity status. I'm not a celebrity.
Not in any way, shape, or form, but to know that I've put myself out there in social media world in various forms for almost a decade. I'm
finally starting to see Facebook memories from 9 years ago because it's finally starting to kick in how frequent I was on social media as it started to rise in popularity. And I'm pretty sure we'll probably have some really long, fun conversation about brainstorming with the dangers and the safeties of social media because I'm not very good at it, but I also don't have... It's difficult sometimes to have a conversation like that with tweens and middle schoolers and teenagers because you start to have that feeling of like, well, when I was your age, we didn't have to deal with this. We went uphill both ways in the snow to get to school, and we didn't even have shoes. We had to use newspapers. And there was a time in the world where that was accurate, but this isn't that time.
and this isn't that age most days.
Look at you in all your yawning glory. You're so cute. You got boogers all over you. Constantly distracted by Shiny. Now I'm constantly distracted by my daughter, my baby.
Now that I am a parent, and now that I'm a much more experienced adult, it's interesting to still have those conversations with people. I used to have them on my school bus. I used to be a school bus driver for 10 years. It still feels weird saying that because it was totally true and accurate.
I think about going back, and sometimes I think about going back. I don't think I'm going to go back anytime soon unless I get greedy because adults, when you want things as an adult, you have to have money for them. If I want a lot of things, I don't need a lot of things. I'm very thankful for the life that we live. My husband and I and my daughter, we don't want for anything. Like, we have our basic essentials. We have food, we have shelter, everything, and we have clothing. We don't have a lot of needs per se.
But I used to do a thing called try on scarves because I want everything.
And it's interesting to think about, like, honestly, I would be greedy and I would be selfish, and if I wanted to make money, I'd go out and get a job. Or I'd learn to find all the legal issues that come together in order to monetize these videos. I don't do them because I'm reading somebody else's stuff. It is not my material. I just happen to read it, and I think that it's great that people want to listen to it. I love that I can read for people because when I was growing up, I didn't want to read. I didn't like to read. And it wasn't so much that I didn't like to read, is that I didn't like to read when people told me I had to read something. Oh my goodness, if I still have not gotten through To Kill a Mockingbird. I am 35 years old, and we've gone through that book multiple times in school, and I've never actually read it cover to cover. I'm in the process of it through this channel, but I've obviously stopped because it's a very long book, and I don't have a lot of focused time unless somebody is napping. So, that's a thing.
I have to put it on the list. There's such a long... I've probably got easily between emails and lists that I've made Am I at 20 books yet?
I'm almost at 20 books on a list of what people want me to read, which is awesome, but it's also important to remember that a lot of people request a lot of things, and because this is something I do free and for fun, it's kind of lower on the priority list. So it is what it is, and it's interesting to think about, like, reading is fundamental. There is something amazing about reading a book that I never understood until I was a little bit older. Like required reading, I never wanted to do it because it was required. I had to read it. I had no choice to read it. You see yourself now? Yeah. But hopefully, we learn, teach and experience how to allow people to read, and how it just, it's a whole nother wonderful experience that I wish I would have learned to appreciate more as a kid. I just never did, because, reading takes a lot of time for some people, and you need concentration, and you need to focus. And this world is so crazy busy with so many different distractions in various ways, shapes, and forms, sometimes on social media and sometimes not. It can be very difficult to find a nice quiet place for you to be able to focus and read even a page, much less a chapter, much less a book. But it's worth it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I would love to read The Neverending Story. That was the first book that was required reading that I sat down and read and absolutely loved. Fun fact, though, Charlotte's Web, the one that I'm currently in right now, is the first one that I read in elementary school, and then realized that Connie needed some glasses, because I was reading that book right here. So that was fun. I think it was in was it second grade? First or second grade, with my mom going, I think you need glasses. I don't know what you're talking about, Mom. I'm good. I can see the book. So, lots of fun things. And as we get to the outro, there's going to be, obviously, a conversation that needs to happen in many cases. And kids don't think about it because it's not on their radar. You guys have, you're focused on where you're at with what you're doing, and that's normal. It's incredibly frustrating as an adult because we're so aware of so many other things that are going on out in the world, just as the world, and then just as focused of, I'm in charge of these tiny little people who are going to grow up and become adults like me. What do we want you guys to take away? What do we want you guys to remember and to hold on to and to cherish forever and ever and ever, and see it as more than just a history page on your social media. And the biggest thing is, just like my outro, please be careful with that and enjoy, please and thank you, because if you're not careful out there in the world, like, not paranoid careful, but you have to be aware of certain things, because there are dangerous things out there, and some of you may have already had the opportunity to be exposed to it, and that freaks adults out, because we want you to maintain your innocence for as long as you possibly can. But there are some bad things out there in the world, and we want you to be aware of it so that you can guard against it, and that you don't fall into those traps, because it's a trap, and it's scary, and we want you guys to make the best decisions that you can today and every day. So, yes, I think I've babbled on far enough, and I'm sure I'll be getting many more messages from Mrs. Atkins soon, and possibly doing a Skype session, which is going to be super exciting and kind of terrifying at the same time, because this is what you get 9 times out of 10. And if my baby isn't getting into 15 different kinds of things, like she is right now, I might actually pull my hair down. That would be great. Take the bottle, and you are looking for something under. What's under here? Is this it? Really? Ew. Ew. Please just don't put that in your mouth. That's all I ask. Put that in your mouth. Awesome. I will see you guys later. Hope you have a great weekend. It's Friday.
Finally, Friday. Yeah. Yeah. You say that, baby? Bye.